Yeah, sure. Okay. All right. Brochim habayim, everyone. Welcome. And thank you for being here. For those I haven't not gotten to meet before, I'm Rabbi Jenny Greenspan. I'm the rabbi here at Beth Shalom congregation. So welcome and thank you for coming to our sanctuary to mark this important service today, a Yom Hazikaron, in a way that many of us haven't known recently. And I am grateful to staff for asking us to allow us to host and to this space. And I'm happy to turn over to our Shlichav Howard County staff to take over for the service for us.
So welcome and thank you for coming. I really appreciate you being here. Just a few words about Yom Hazikaron in Israel. It's our Memorials Day, but it's really different than your Memorials Day. It's my phone. It will kill me. We're here to remember and to honor the soldier and victim of the soldier and civilians of Israel that we lost through the years since the, I think, 1860 till today. We will have a siren in a few minutes that we will show from Israel. This is an Israeli news channel. So we will show it in a few minutes. When the siren is starting, please rise. It will be for 1 minute, and then we'll continue in the service. So thank you for coming, and you have like 5 minutes still starting. So thank you again.
מיד תשמע כאן הצפירה שתפתח את אירועי יום הזיכרון. יום הזיכרון בשנתה ה-76 של מדינת ישראל. יום זיכרון, שנה הקודם נוספו מאות רבות של משפחות אל משפחת השכול. יום זיכרון בעיצומה של מלחמת חרבות ברזל, אנחנו נשמע התייחסות לעניין הזה.
You may be seated. This year, maybe more than any other before, the sound is one of the deep pain and grief, but also a hope and pride. It is the sound of the state of Israel, the soul of one man is the candle of God. The light represents all of us, all of the holy souls we have lost. May a small amount of light display much darkness.
I don't have any more tears left. יזכור עם ישראל את בניו ובנותיו הנאמנים והאמיצים, חיילי צבא הגנה לישראל, וכל לוחמי המחתרות וחטיבות, הלוחמים במערכות העם ואנשי קהילות המודיעין, הביטחון, המשטרה ושירותי בתי הסוהר, אשר חרפו נפשם במלחמה על תקומת ישראל, וכך מי שנרצחו בארץ ומחוצה לה בידי מרצחים מארגוני הטרור. יזכור ישראל ויתברך בזרעו ויאבל על זיו העלומים, בחמדת הגבורה וקדושת הרצון, מסירות הנפש של הנספים במערכה הכבדה. יהיו חללי מערכות ישראל עטורי הניצחון, חתומים בלב ישראל לדור ודור. May God remember his sons and daughters who exposed themselves to mortal danger in those days of struggle prior to the establishment of the State of Israel. And may he remember soldiers of the Israeli Defense Forces who fell in the wars of Israel. May the people of Israel keep them in their memory and be blessed with their seed. Let them mourn the splendor of youth, the charm of valor, the holiness of will, and the devotion of sacrifice which came to an end in the heavy battles. May the loyal and valiant heroes of freedom and victory be sealed forever within the hearts of Israel. Amen. I have a book I've been carrying around with me for quite some time. And עוד מעט? לא עכשיו? את תקראי לי עוד פעם? Sorry. That's what happens when you get old.
Please rise for the El Malay Rachamim. El Malay Rachamim Shochein B'Meromim Hamtzei Menucha Nechona Al Kanafei HaShechinah במעלות קדושים, טהורים וגיבורים כזוהר, הרקיע מזהירים, לשמור הקדושים שנלחמו בכל מערכות ישראל, במחתרת ובצבא ההגנה לישראל, ושנפלו במלחמתם ומסרו נפשם על קדושת השם, העם והארץ. וכל אלה שנרצחו בארץ ומחוצה לה המרצחים מארגוני הטרור, בעבור שאנו מתפללים לעילוי נשמותיהם, לכן בעל הרחמים יסתירן בסתר כנפיו לעולמים. יצרור ביצרה חיים לנשמותיהם, אדוני הוא נחלתם. בגן עדן מנוחתם, וינוחו בשלום על משכבותם, ותעמוד לכל ישראל זכותם, ויעמדו לגורלם לקץ הימין, ונאמר אמן. Exalted, compassionate God, grant perfect peace in your sheltering care. on the holy and the pure, whose radiance is like heaven, like the heavens, to the souls of all those who have sacrificed themselves to establish the state of Israel, perished in its defense, those who were slaughtered in acts of terror. May the memory of their bravery, their dedication, and their innocence be with us throughout time. Master of mercy, may they find eternal shelter beneath your sheltering wing, and may their souls be bound up in the bond of life. God be their portion. May they rest in peace. Let's say. Amen.
גשם בוא רד עליי, בוא כסה אותי עכשיו, אותי ואת ימיי, רד לאט, רד וסע אותי לים, אל תחדל לרדת לעולם. אל תחדל עכשיו, רד עליי, שא אותי ואת ימיי, אל תוך הנעלם, בענן יחוג מעל ימי הים. חוג יחוג יומם וליל, חוג יחוג ברוח מיילל, והים יגיע עד גגות תבל, ואין אוויר, אין אש, אין חול, באור אחרון יגבה בלט בלי קול, וקץ לכל. לילה בוא רד עליי, בוא עטוף אותי עכשיו, עצום את שתי עיניי, רד לאט, את עין השמש אפל, שים ידך ביד הגשם הנופל, ונופל, וענן יחוג מעל ימי הים. חוג יחוג יומם וליל, חוג יחוג ורוח מיילל, והים יגיע עד גגות תבל, ואין אוויר, אין אש, אין חול, באור אחרון יגבה בלט בלי קול, וקץ לכל. והים יגיע עד גגות תבל, ואין אוויר, אין אש, אין חול, באור אחרון יגבה בלט בלי קול, וקץ לכל. גשם בוא רד עליי, שא אותי ואת ימיי, אל תוך הנעלם.
$132 Israelis are still held captive in Gaza. Over 800 Israeli civilians murdered, over 700 fallen soldiers since October 7, over 11,500 injured. Each one of them is a whole world. They are friends, children, grandchildren, parents, grandparents, neighbors, and spouses. We should say each of their name and know each of their stories. Today, we will mention and honor two of them. We're gonna read The Mist by Yair Lapid. They won't make it to the big concert of love, even though they learn all the words and melodies from worn-out castles that kept rolling over and over again, entire players. When the lights come on and the band take the stage, they won't be there to light up heart-shaped candles. They won't say "I love you," even though they practice the word and the tone over and over again. In the secrecy of night, in the army shower facing the mirror, thank you, wasting away the moment left for them to sleep. They won't go on a trip to the desert and the wind. The next record of Poliker will never be composed for them. 100 years of loneliness will remain unplayed. They won't reschedule any exams for Sol B. Worn in their stone uniforms, standing away, always in information, the division will transition to rest. She won't go anywhere. When they are dead, we remember who they were, but the real pain is for who they will never be. No child will ever born to them, and they won't learn to walk, and especially not to fall. They won't let you know if they are coming to visit or not, so don't leave them anything to eat. They won't lie to everything again, that everything is fine, that there is enough money, and nothing is needed. Of all the battalion members, only they won't return the gear, and don't worry, Mom, they won't get lost. They won't learn, not in the university, not in the yeshiva, and not in the facility of life, even thought they still have so much to know, especially about themselves. Remember who they were, but the real pain is for who they will never be. Sergeant First Class Reserve Ben Zussman served as combat soldier in the Combat Engineering Corps at the 601 Battalion. He was killed fighting in Gaza on December 3rd, and he was only 22 when he fell. Shortly before he fell in battle, Zussman wrote a note to his family to be read in the event of him being killed. The note found its way to them 2 days after he died. I am happy and grateful for the privilege that I have to defend Israel, to defend our beautiful land, and defend the people of Israel. In case of something happened to me, I forbid it to sinking in sorrow. If God forbid you sit in a shiva, transfer it to a week of friends, family, and fun. There will be good food, meat, of course, soft beer, soft drinks, nuts, and of course, mom's cookies. Tell jokes, share stories. You will get to meet all the rest of my friends you haven't met. I am filled with pride and a sense of purpose, and I always said that if I have to die, I wish I would be in defense of others and the state.
אני הולך לבכות לך תהיה חזק למעלה, געגועי כמו דלתות שנסגרות בלילה, לנצח אחי אזכור אותך תמיד, וניפגש בסוף אתה יודע. ויש לי חברים, אבל גם הם קווים, אל מול אורך המשגע. כשעצובים הולכים לים, לכן הים מלוח, וזה עצוב שלהחזיר ציוד אפשר, לא געגוע. לנצח אחי אזכור אותך תמיד, וניפגש בסוף אתה יודע. ויש לי חברים, אבל גם הם קווים, אל מול אורך המשגע. וכמו גלים אנחנו מתנפצים אל המזח, אל החיים. וכמו גלים אנחנו מתנפצים אל המזח, אל החיים. לנצח אחי אזכור אותך תמיד, וניפגש בסוף אתה יודע. ויש לי חברים, אבל גם הם קווים, אל מול אורך המשגע. אז אני הולך לבכות לך תהיה חזק למעלה.
I apologize about before. I didn't know my place. Now I know my place. So I wear these wristbands. I've had them all my life, basically. This black one is for my cousin Yaakov Springel. He was murdered by Black September in 1972 at the Munich Olympic Games. Black September came in and murdered 10 of his friends. And the only reason they murdered them was because they were Jews like me and like you. Yaakov was very active in Hapoel, which is a sports organization in Israel. And I had just returned to Israel from university in Canada. And he dragged me to Kibbutz Bet Kama because there was an Australian swim coach that had come to visit Israel and check out the swimmers. Bet Kama at the time was a kibbutz that had a big swim team. We were sitting around in the kibbutz where I lived, Yad Mordechai, which is about 1.5 miles north of the Gaza Strip. And after milking the cows, we had put a black and white TV into the place where the cows get washed off after milking. And we're all sitting around on our little stools when the Olympic Games came on. Then all of a sudden, the Olympic Games ended for 11 Israeli lives, including my cousin Yaakov Springer, Zichrono Livracha. I was a Golani Brigade warrior. I was part of the 13th Battalion. My company was Pluga Bet, which is basically the second platoon. And I was a fierce warrior. My brothers were fierce warriors. And just up to and including October 6, 1973, kept telling the people in charge that the Syrians were building massive amounts of ammunition and tanks. I don't think anybody was listening. They said, "Tagid lanu ma she'anachnu lo yodim kvar." Tell us something we don't know. We had a tall guy, was our medic. His name was Amir Heitler Tal. What a great guy. He played on the Israeli youth basketball team. He was so tall. A few months into the war, we were on Tel Shams, about 20 kilometers outside of Damascus, when a massive artillery barrage from Syria sliced Amir's head off. He's one of the 7 that I wear every single day of my life, and I celebrate Amir's life because he was fun to be with. He was he took care of us. He was really our doctor. He took care of everything that we had, everything we needed. A little scrape, a little headache. There he was, Amir, our medic. I became a tank commander, and my deployments were all in the south of Israel, and I got to know the Gaza Strip very intimately. Every nook and cranny of the Gaza Strip, in fact. But as a civilian, I worked as a tractor-trailer driver for the agricultural community I lived on. And part of our gig was to haul corn from all over Israel and to get it packaged and ready for market in the Gaza Strip. 2 guys, Beno Moshe and Amir Amikam Zaltzman, they were the Israelis in charge of the Carney packing house inside the Gaza Strip. Not too far from the Erez crossing, not too far from the Nahal Oz crossing, smack dab in the middle. And all the Palestinian Arabs that worked for them, they loved them. But one day, one of these 15-year-old kids that worked for Ami and Beno takes his thumb across his throat and he looks at me and says, Hamas. I walk up to Ami and to Beno and I said, "You guys have guns on you?" And he said, "Yeah, they're locked in the car." I always had my AK-47 slung over my shoulder. I had a Beretta 9mm in the back because I was traveling in the Gaza Strip after all, and I was very familiar with the Gaza Strip because of my deployment. They said, "Never mind, he's just a 15-year-old stupid kid." I came to live in the United States in April of 1991, and a year later, almost a year, well, a little bit more than a year later, June 25, 1992, I get a call from friends of mine in Israel. Hamas had entered the packing house and had badgered Ami and Beno to pack onions. Now, Ami was of Iraqi Jewish descent. Beno was of Iraqi Jewish descent as well, and they spoke fluent Arabic. أحسن كويس مني يعني أنا مش أعرف عربي كلمة. But they spoke fluent Arabic. And they said, "No, we don't package onions here. We only package peppers." So they took their butcher knives out of the sacks that they had with them. And while all the Arabs that had worked with them for years stood around doing absolutely nothing, Ami and Beno were murdered in cold blood. The Hamas murderers dipped their hands, wrote on the walls of the packing house, "This is a gift to you, Prime Minister Rabin." Some years later, a fellow kibbutznik from Yad Mordechai, Amatzia Ben Chaim, was putting an irrigation system in for one of the farmers in the Gaza Strip. Now, Amatzia was part of a very elite group of Israelis like Naftali Bennett, like Ehud Barak, like Yonatan Netanyahu, Zichrono Livracha. He was part of Seyeret Matkal, the general staff commando that is so hailed and feared. And Amatzia was very lucky because his father, Yitzchak, had died years earlier in the classic death on a kibbutz. He was reclining on his easy chair, a little glass of whiskey. The only TV channel that was on. And as we say in Hebrew, b'seiva tova, with a good old age, he died very peacefully and frankly. He never knew that his son Amatzia, while putting in the irrigation system, going to die because some Hamas murderer, 15 years old, wanted to murder Jews to get into Hamas. I carry them with me every single day. I think about them. I don't think about the fact that they died. I think about how they lived. And I have a book here full of the faces of young women and men who died in 1973, 1967, and the tragedy just goes on, but we have to remember these young people, these young women and men. We have to remember how they lived and not how they died. Zichronam livracha. May their blessing, may their memories be a blessing. Thank you.
Captain Amir Tzur was born in May 7th, 2000, the son of Esther and Carl. Amir was blessed with so many talents, a singer in the phonic choir. In his youth, a singer in the phonic choir in his youth, a pianist, Israel champion in orienteering, and representing us in Europe, in the world champion was in Europe. As well in the Youth Olympics in field hockey. Amir loved Israel nature and served as a tour guide, specializing in Israel desert during his gap year in Nitzana. He completed the IDF officer's course with excellence and much more that is yet to be written. I met Amir in middle school. We were in the same class for 5 years. We were together in the trip to Poland and also in biology class. Some of you also already heard me talking about Amir. We were very close friends when we were in middle and high school. Amir wrote a document for his friend who was screening process to Matkal unit, the same unit that Yovi just talked about, where he gathered 33 pieces of advice. I wanted to share some of them with you so you can hopefully get to know him a bit better. Smile all the time, and as much as you can. Eat less after you have made sure everyone is sitting down. Spread the jam on everyone's bread, and only then eat yours. Be friendly, but don't push to play dirty unless the other one is being a real jerk. Preparing the equipment for tomorrow. I've placed the bag under the bed and the clothes I wanted to wear, along with the shoes and socks, tucked in at the designated spot, so you will know where it is. It's a very important point now. Poop at night. Look at the commanders comfortably in their eyes or to their flashlight. That's where their eyes supposed to be. So look into their eyes with a determined gaze. And yet, be calm and composed. Saying to yourself, I'm good, I'm confident in myself, I'm doing great, and I want to do more sets. Let me crawl some more. Know that it's also tough for the commanders. They in reserve, far from their families, they need to appear tough, and they are surrounded by annoying kids who wish to be heroes, wish to be heroic, brave soldiers. To reset my mind after every exercise that didn't go well, to tell myself good words, to encourage myself, and to tell myself that I'm good, very good, and the best, and mistakes happen, and it's okay. Amir Tzur fell while serving as a combat officer and paramedic in the Matkal Special Operation Unit during a mission to rescue and evacuate residents from Kfar Aza on October 7th. 5 days ago, he was supposed to celebrate his 24th birthday. His sister Afri wrote to him, Amiri, as we miss him so much, he will always be a source of strength for us. To believe in people, to believe that it's possible to truly be good. I believe in our power as citizens of the state of Israel. We will rise and success in making things truly good here. I hang out hope on ourselves in spirit of Amiri, in his memory that bless us. You will always be our Amir, our light, and the bird of our soul. We will always carry you in our hearts and spirit. May he rest in peace.
Whoever knows the song can just join me. עוד יש מפרש לבן באופק מול ענן שחור כבד, כל שנבקש לו יהי. ואם בחלונות הערב אור נרות החג רועד, כל שנבקש לו יהי. לו יהי, לו יהי, אנא לו יהי, כל שנבקש לו יהי. לו יהי, לו יהי, אנא לו יהי, כל שנבקש לו יהי. בתוך שכונה קטנה מוצלת, בית קט עם גג אדום, כל שנבקש לו יהי. זה סוף הקיץ, סוף הדרך, תן להם לשוב הלום, כל שנבקש לו יהי. Together. לו יהי, לו יהי, אנא לו יהי, כל שנבקש לו יהי. לו יהי, לו יהי, אנא לו יהי, כל שנבקש לו יהי. ואם פתאום נזרח מאופל על ראשנו אור כוכב, כל שנבקש לו יהי. אז תן שלווה ותן גם כוח לכל אלה שנאהב, כל שנבקש לו יהי. לו יהי, לו יהי, אנא לו יהי, כל שנבקש לו יהי. לו יהי, לו יהי, אנא לו יהי, כל שנבקש לו יהי. לו יהי, לו יהי, אנא לו יהי, כל שנבקש לו יהי. תקווה, please rise. כל עוד בלב הפנימה, נפש יהודי הונייה, ומפתי מזרח קדימה, עין לציון צופיה. עוד לא אבדה תקוותנו, התקווה בת שנות 2000, להיות עם חופשי בארצנו, ארץ ציון בירושלים. להיות עם חופשי בארצנו, ארץ ציון בירושלים.
Thank you so much for coming and helping us respect our friends that fell since Israel established. Thank you.